Hello everyone, Solomon here. It's March, Monday, Tuesday, the 5th right now of 2024. And I have with me the scanner. This here is for radiography. Students and people who are currently employed. They send one out every so often. It's about $125 a year, and you got to keep up with the readings and continual education. Get your credits just like any other job or profession, and it's just medical stuff. Oh Jesus! And let's go in the crapper. Here's the pigostats. The same regurgitated information. Just make sure you don't become complacent in your field of choice. And that's the medical field. There's nothing really, nothing new here. It's just, people who want respect and validation. And it's quite done nicely. I don't know anyone in particular in these things, but it's just reading material. And there you go. When I was a kid, we also had like Nintendo Power. As you can see, there's a little Mega Man in here, which still lives on. And right now I work for some of the top hospitals in New Jersey. This one is actually number one in New Jersey, and we won't be naming names, but yeah, it's basically the equivalent of working at Google or Amazon in the medical field, in the world of the medical field in New Jersey. And I believe Thomas Edison had his base in, of course, in West Orange, and also somewhere around Florham Park, I believe, and definitely Edison in New Jersey. And that's all because of Thomas Edison. And there you go. Today I'm not going outside because it's raining. So yes, I am the steward of this X-ray technology. I have to be super responsible both at work and off work on site at all times because the world is getting more dangerous. Not everyone is an Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or like a Bill Gates. There's are a lot of scumbags on the internet, especially Russian hackers, Southeast Asian, super violent, ultra violent criminals, in like Myanmar and shit, and Cambodia, and they're always sending out, messages online to get people's social security, credit card information, romance scams. It's just like, the fuck, drug cartels shit, and it's just like, what in the actual fuck? So while you have like hardworking, like classic white America, just doing their thing, and inventors, you have like the criminal who's just like hovering around them constantly, and the world is not a nice place. For every like innovative person, there's probably like 10 scumbags just ready to steal free handouts or whatever he can get. And it's sad. No one wants to be this real negative person that just exists just to like scam people and like participate in degeneracy. It's just like, that's your job in life. And so you have a criminal justice system all across the globe, and the wicked don't sleep. Why is that? Why are like criminals so much so productive? Why are they so productive to begin with? Like, some of the most productive people on the planet are criminals. It's like they enjoy participating in the degeneracy. They enjoy doing negative activities. They enjoy the stealing. They enjoy the hacking. That's the only explanation. That is their job. They're a leech on society. That is their job. It's hard for me to understand that people like this exist. I don't know what it is. That's what they do. And you'll probably run into one or two of these people in your lifetime. They're probably calling up your grandma right now, telling her that they kidnapped either you or the grandson or whatever, and they want ransom money. They've been hitting the hospital systems as well with that ransomware. And if you trace back the IP addresses, they're always from some Asian country, South Korea, Japan, Thailand, Vietnam. It's like, what the fuck? What are you people? China? What the fuck are you people doing on the internet, on the dark web all the time? Are you really that creepy? Do you really have lives? Probably not. I mean, like, Asian people don't know what to do with themselves other than money. It's because they don't, to be honest with you, they don't find enjoyment in life like American, like, party boys and girls. Like, their whole being is like the super geek, the super nerd. That's what they do. With the Confucius and the writing and stuff, it just translates in modern time to like criminal cybercrime. And they're just there, like, doing their scams and shit online all the time. And it's very unfortunate. And, with less innovation, less being able to think outside of the box, and also the scarcity mindset, bad economic conditions, you just have, like, these football fields of like, Asian people just, in these warehouses scamming people, and just online. It's just like, the fuck? This is not what technology was meant to be used for. But, if you look at China, they're doing this, the military operations and whatever is doing this purposely to destroy American infrastructure from the inside out, and that's just the thing. That's their job, espionage or whatever the fuck, hacking, dark web shit. And it's just like, what the fuck? Thomas Edison did all this work and shit so that there could be some scumbag across the halfway around the world who just does hacking shit, and it's just like, why? Like, why? It's like, what the fuck? Are these people really always that negative, always that grimy and helpless and need to steal everything? Like, during the same amount of time, you could have invented your own Google, your own Microsoft, or whatever for your own country, but you didn't. Instead, you just participated in this, like, negative scumbag, criminal behavior. And that's how it is. It's just competition, And, when we're growing up as children, they don't think about these kinds of things, which is very real in the world. Human trafficking, sex trafficking, Code Amber, kidnappers and shit, drug cartels are a very real thing. I'm constantly bothered because of this, especially Venezuelan, like, gangs and stuff coming over from South America. There's a migrant crisis in New York City. It's just like, evil does not sleep. The wicked does not sleep. And it's hard to imagine, not everyone is this positive person. Not everyone isn't this, industrial, whatever. some people just, just freely commit crimes and stuff. And there you go. Some people just end up getting, killed. Over nothing. And, shit. So, I work every day, in the medical field in the hospital because, sooner or later, there's not going to be much of a world to be hanging out in. There's not going to be a lot of rated PG kinds of people out there. It's going to be rated ultra-violent, A lot of criminals, gangs, Chinatowns and shit. It's just like, fuck. I just had to stay in these like institutions, or even like pick up a religion like Buddhism or something, or church, just to hang out there, is because everyone else is becoming like deranged, like back in how New York City was back in the 70s and 80s and shit, or gangs. Or that's for, or you just be that guy playing World of Warcraft in his mom's basement. Whatever it is. But right now it's raining outside. That's as much as I can tell you. So I'm going to my great aunt's funeral next week. She just bit the dust. She got pneumonia and died. And she lived most of her life in Chinatown. I believe she was also fresh off the boat from Guangzhou, from the original Canton village of China. And she died at the age of 92, 93. And we're having a funeral. She just fucking died. She really never had some kind of like great job or anything. Like most China women back in the day, they sewing. So the sewing machine, they had the sewing machine, and they had to deal with a lot of shit, and it wasn't nice. It was not nice. It's just horrifying for me. But things were a lot simpler back then. There were less complaints. Because there was no social media, online social media. It was just like you go to work, things were simple. If you wanted something or wanted to socialize, people were presently there at the Chinatown sweatshop or restaurants or whatever, dim sum, and people would just be yelling at each other, for whatever, to socialize and stuff, like Hong Kong or something. It's because it's present. Now everything is online. You don't get that same level of humanity anymore, and super expensive. Everything's super expensive. Everything's online, so no one gets to see each other anymore. And that's the life that they know, working in the sweatshop. And that was probably the most productive time of her life, working in the said sweatshop. And that was her Microsoft. That was her Google. That was her WeWork back in the day, the sweatshop. And so, fundamentally what humans want is feeling productive, just losing themselves in time, just working, having their coffee, and having their 3 meals a day, and that's it. it does not have to be super complicated. It doesn't have to erode in some kind of like weird criminal, overly productive drug cartel like system, and funneling, embezzling money and fraud and shit. There doesn't need to be that shit, and you don't want to get involved with the law, and law enforcement in prisons and jails. Like, why can't people just live a sustainable lifestyle? I don't know what it is. People always have to find that get rich quick scheme. People always want fast money, and that leads to a lot of problems. Some people are able to pull it off, but that person is most likely not you, unless you're some kind of outlier. I've studied these kinds of things, and it's just like, it's probably not going to be you. It's definitely not me. If you're an outlier, then great. If you can amass a team of people and pay them, and they're happy being with you, that's great. Is that the kind of guy I am? No, I don't trust people. I think someone's, one out of like 5 or 10 people is gonna fucking steal everything and run, or scam or scheme or grift. Just one person is probably just super annoying, or just like super kind of an asshole, just thinks about themselves. It's just, you're gonna meet this kind of person. There's no question about it. It could even be yourself. And so, always goes back to that day when it's raining and you have to stay inside or whatever, and you're contemplating what should I be doing. I journaled. I'm currently vlogging. I don't even have enough discipline to be meditating right now or doing any of that. I just don't. It's just the environment. It's just too distracting. And again, I'm yearning to go back to a time, or create a time, where I'm actually constructing a model kit, maybe Gundams, or some kind of like Lego set. Like, I'm just naturally into building models of military kinds of things, vehicles and tanks and airplanes or whatever. Does this have any actual application, other than reselling them on eBay? Not really. I mean, I don't build things so I can resell it. I just build things because, I look back, I'm saying, I really enjoyed that. It really took my mind off of the daily, mundane boringness of things. And so, my mind, as with most people, are always like, especially in the United States, how can I make money off of this? How can I make money off of this? You're not supposed to be making money off of your hobbies. Then it would be called work. You would have to calculate your cost basis. Especially now, eBay's sending you 1099Ks for $600 worth of sales and more, and they just keep attacking you with that, and it's just like, damn. So I do toys, games, and hobbies and stuff. I use Amazon, eBay. There's Goodwills around, but if you want the good stuff, just go hit up Walmart or Kmart, Nerf products, Transformers, G.I. Joes, whatever. There's also sites online, Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, that are reliable and trustable. And again, the things that you buy, you have to hold so that they eventually become collector's items. And even then, it's not a sustainable business, because space is very limited in New Jersey, in New York City especially, and you can't be doing that kind of stuff. And so you always have people complaining about money, how they can make more money. And it's always a catch-22. If you drive for Uber, you can work anytime you want, but at the same time, you have car repair bills and whatever, and you don't fill up your gas all the time. You also have annoying customers. And then now people are like, oh, I could just work from home. Now you have a super mass layoff of people in Microsoft, Google, Amazon, big tech firms. It's just like, where's the everyone's always so desperate to find the magic bullet and, creating these get-rich-quick schemes. And for me, I work in the healthcare field. People are always getting hurt and injured and whatever. So I always have a job and always something to do. Again, no one really wants to engage in healthcare. This is a necessary evil. No one really wants to be in that kind of environment, but it's a life of, you have to pick your poison. Everything is going to be bad at some point, even the tech jobs and stuff. Unless you're an outlier, forget about that. You're not Tiger Woods, you're not Elon Musk, fuck that shit. You're not Britney Spears, you're not one of them, okay? Everyone's just like, Taylor Swift. Like, it's not you, okay? Damn, these kinds of people are not you. They're called outliers, okay? They're called Illuminati. They're called bloodlines, okay? It's called, your dad owned a fucking emerald mine. It's called, your dad was Rothschild. Your dad was Rockefeller. I guarantee you, anyone watching this is just a homesh, bottom of the barrel. And untouchable. And undesirable. Of course, women are difficult for you because you don't have much money. And your main thing in life is to work for an hourly wage, to work overtime, to sell things on eBay and Amazon and stuff, and day trade and shit. Rich people who are genuinely geniuses have their own businesses or their own real estate moguls, and they just do very high level work. And life is easy for them. In in businesses, they even may be homosexual. They may not even have have these urges to chase around women all the time and young girls, and that saves them a lot of money, and it doesn't drain on their mental bandwidth or their sexual energy or output or whatever. They just can keep working like a criminal, or just one of the most highly productive people on the planet. And what does that look like? What does that look like? I'm learning how to be the most highly productive person on the planet for myself. State troopers only have to work 15 days, a month, and people are like, "Oh, that's so great." Is it really? What are you doing on the other 15 days? Those criminals are running around all those other 15 days. So yeah, it's maybe these criminals are onto something that we don't know about. So I'm doing my hours every single mother effing day as much as I can, so that I can get ahead in life the legal way. I don't want to end up in jail, or I don't want people chasing me. I don't want to end up in court. It's just too taxing mentally and emotionally. But yeah, maybe we can learn from these criminals and apply what they know in for ourselves to be more productive people. Again, everyone who doesn't know any better about complacency or laziness or procrastination would say, hey, yeah, I could just work 15 days a month, and I could just retire early. No, those criminals, they don't retire. They don't stop. They don't stop peddling drugs. They don't stop sex trafficking. They just don't. They don't stop stealing. They, especially post-apocalyptic COVID time. In California, everyone's stealing things left and right. It's just they don't stop. There's also always the question, like, why am I being so productive? Why am I, making all these iPhones? And all people are doing is just stealing everything. It's just like, what the fuck? I don't know. Sometimes I just don't know. Sometimes you just keep building something and it gets destroyed. Something cool. Steve Jobs got fired from his own job from Apple before. It's just like, what the fuck? Yeah, you get hard. You get hit sometimes, and you're just like, what? What is this shit about? Sometimes it doesn't even make any sense to be the good person, to be the creator. It's just like, why not just be the bad guy? The bad guy gets away with, all these things. And, if he doesn't like it, he just go kill himself inside the prison. Billy Madoff. Oh my God, Billy Madoff. What the fuck? Epstein. Think about Epstein. Yeah. Why not just live a life like Epstein? Or a Ponzi scheme? Or, Sam Frank Friedman of FTX. Scam everyone. Just end up in jail or prison. Get a sentence, 1 or 2, and shit. Anyways, try and boil this down to, how do I benefit from all this? How do I apply all this to my own life? How do I provide value to you, to my audience? Sleep. The military is keen on going to sleep. Sleep hygiene. And you gotta get your sleep in. So sometimes it's weird. Productivity is not all that straightforward. You have to sleep. That's when you rebuild your mind, the bodies and the cells in your body, X, Y, and Z, and how you recover. That counts as productivity, believe it or not. And yeah, we always think about things in terms of money. It's not necessarily money all the time. A lot of times, and probably even most true, is your health. And what else can you do for your health? It's getting even harder now. McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A. Fast food is just hacking, gamifying the system. You download their apps, get their dailies, and their little McDonald's Monopoly game. Entertain people like that, get them a happy meal. Like, they're hacking into biohacking, into your diet, into your health. And you probably don't think about this because you're like, yummy chicken nuggets, yummy, chicken tendies, yummy. And they're hacking into your health. If you're not mentally strong enough, you're basically getting scammed, by eating shit food. And it's just getting worse and worse because food is getting more and more expensive. You're not supposed to be eating these things to be healthy and whatnot, and to maximize, your day, your productivity levels and stuff. You're getting played. Are we really supposed to be running to pick up a bunch of chemically induced foods at restaurants? Why is this happening? Back then people were farmers and stuff, and did things organically. So actually at the hospital system, they have this thing called the farmer market, not the farmer bowl. It's a vending machine. I don't know when they replace and replenish the machine, but you can buy fresh food there, that's sourced from local farms and stuff. It's $10 for a salad, $8 for like a chicken salsa with corn and beans, kind of a Mexican thing, which is pretty good. Probably gonna try that out someday, just to see what it's about. And that's probably where my money is going to, because money is otherwise spent on stupid ass shit that I do. And I don't think I don't think a lot of people pick up on this. The women may pick up on this because they're highly more disciplined and aware, because they have to live to an old age. They get more anxiety. They can't just YOLO. They don't feel safe. they need someone to take care of them. They don't want to be a burden on society. They're sensitive creatures, so that explains a lot of their bitchiness, because they're a lot more fragile, especially to food. If they go down, diabetes and gout and all this shit, then someone has to take care of them. And they're conscious of it. They're very well aware of this, because they're just naturally more sensitive. Because the hairs on the vaginas can pick up that kind of information, that extra sensitive information in the environment, whatever it may be, food, smell, especially smell, and all this stuff. I mean, they're not like guys. Guys care much less, and they can YOLO, and they feel a lot more safer in all kinds of different environments and whatever. And for a large part, they don't give a fuck. And continuing this path, maybe I'll just, sustainable living, sustainable food. And again, not a lot of people can do this. It always resorts to something like burnout, YOLOing, cryptocurrency, stocks, doing something extreme, trying to YOLO, trying to be a whale, GameStop, Bitcoin shit, YOLOing, Lambos. It's just like, no, man, no. That's called midlife crisis. That's called trying to get rich quick. And some guys are probably like this, and it's just like, no, you're supposed to more be like grandma, living a sustainable life, like Warren Buffett. It's just like, he did things in the long run. You're not supposed to be YOLOing all the time, but that's probably how most guys live, because it's sporty, it's sexy, it's high risk. And whatever, some guys make it, some guys don't. And if you're an outlier, that's great, but more than likely you're probably gonna lose your shirt doing all this risky behavior, X, Y, and Z. So that's all the time I have today. Again, I spent indoors today because it's raining, and what else can I do but take naps and sleep and work my shift. Sustainable living. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Peace out.